Stan, beautiful venture that you have. I see you are ahead of the times, especially beating the other big teams who have been dragging their feet when it comes to assembling women's team. But one can say you took a ready-made route, if I may use that term.
Yes.
And why that, Stan, instead of saying, let me start my own team? Is it because of the CAF rules?
I think, first of all, the women's project is something that we wanted to do as a football club strategically, irrespective. It's the age-old problem. Do you start your own, you start your own setup and fund it completely yourself, or you look for synergies which make it a little bit easier. And for us to start something ourselves, when I've got to face someone like Gavin and say, you can't have this or you can't have that, you can only have a 25-man squad in the first team, etc., etc. So then it puts pressure on the rest of the club. And we didn't want to put that kind of pressure on the club. Thankfully, in terms of our licensing requirements, both from a SAFA and a CAF point of view, the facilitation of a partnership is sufficient, which gives us a chance to dip our toe in the water with a little bit of less pressure, and to be able to partner an established brand like TUT. They've got a winning record on the field of play, which obviously is important for us, because whatever brand I partner with, we want to win. We know we can't win all the time, but we want to try and win. We want to be competitive. We want to, same as being in the top 4 in the PSL, I want to be in the top 4 of the ladies as well. So we wanted to partner, with the right organization. We met with 2 or 3 very interesting opportunities that we could have partnered with, but we went with TUT because of our historical ties with them. As I said, when I joined Supersport 24 years ago, our training ground was TUT. I know the place like the back of my hand, and we've recruited dozens of staff, not just Itu and Lizzie that I spoke about at the launch, in terms of young women that were recruited from Pretoria Technikon that went on to become really big in our club and in our organization and in the world of sports in South Africa. We've also had quite a few exercise scientists that have come through TUT. Our biokineticists come from TUT. So there is a deep-rooted history within the football club and Tshwane University of Technology. So that synergy on education is so important for us, because if we're going to make a contribution, some of these ladies will go on and play for Banyana, some will play in the Hollywood Bet Super League, and some will drop out of football. And when they do drop out of football, the fact that they've come through an educational institution and that we've been able to overlay their football experience with also an educational input, which means they may not be pro players, but they will be biokineticists, exercise scientists, marketing directors, data analysts, coaches, administrators within the world of football. We want to make that positive contribution. I think as a football club, in everything we've done since we've come onto the scenes some 26 years ago as Supersport United, we've contributed coaches to the national team. I lost Pitso Mosamani to Bafana. I lost Stuart Baxter to Bafana. I've seconded dozens of technical team staff members up to today, Grant Johnson, Andre Aronsa, my various doctors over the years, my youth coaches, my DDC manager who just took the under-17 team to Poland. So, the expertise and the intellectual capital that comes through our football club is something that we've been open to share with the South African football fraternity. And the women's game is going to be no different. We want to make a positive contribution to this project. We want to help TUT win more matches on the field. We want to help TUT produce more Banyana players and players that can go abroad. We want to really work hard on their high performance, on their sports science and their data analysis, and things that they as an institution already have at their fingertips in terms of their academic institutional infrastructure that they've got that we can lean on. So we're really excited about this partnership. It really hits the right spots. From a financial point of view, we know we can add value to TUT. We've committed a certain amount of financial value already, And as you've seen today, smart watches for the players already on day one of the partnership, a kit that's coming from our kit sponsors Umbro, waters that are coming from our hydration partners Thirsty, and financial contribution from our main sponsors Johnson Workwear and Ikoka. So we've got a full house of support for this project, and we're really excited to replicate what we've done, especially in the youth development space. I think as far as first team football is concerned, we do our best to punch above our weight, but in youth development, I think we stand head and shoulders above the rest in the PSL, and it's something that I'm particularly proud of, what we've been able to produce in youth development, and you've seen a little bit of it now. 3 of the biggest sales in the history of Supersport United Football Club have been with us as kids, you know. Ronwin Williams from 12, Tebogo Mokoena 15, Young Maseko now from 15, Sipho Mbuli from 15, Tato Mokeke from 12, Kermit Erasmus from 12. We know what we're doing in the youth space, and we want to replicate that in the women's development as well. And so I think you can look forward to some exciting things happening in the space over the next 2 years. We're going to make a difference.
Then I'm looking at the emblem. Is it going to be tempered with, if I may use that word?
Well, it was difficult for us because the season had already started, and their club licensing and all their kit submission and everything that they've done has already taken place. So we come in halfway, kind of. So the first half now of this partnership will be about strategy, about saying how can we do things together on a technical level with Gavin and his team, on a sports science and medical level with my medical team, John Patricios and Bafana Sitlali. They're going to be working on that. We're going to be looking at marketing and commercial opportunities for the team where our sponsors and other sponsors can get involved. We're looking at stadium naming rights opportunities for the institution. So we're going to bring a good value add to TUT as an institution as a whole, and not just the women's team.